Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And you know, I love bringing in experts from all over the world. That's a given. We've been doing it for over 2 years. But a few of you, more than a few, have asked me, how do you build a business? And then when you build it, how do you attract raving fans? So I asked my good friend, Dr. Wah, to come in because she's an expert at that. So sit right there. We'll be right back.
Expert Talk is sponsored by Pod Nation TV, the podcast to broadcast network.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Yeah, my good buddy, Dr. Wah, is here. And you may be saying, but wasn't she on International Women's Day? And didn't you say something about an eye doctor? Yes, she's an eye doctor. Yes, she's a real estate investment expert. But yes, she's an expert in being an entrepreneur. I mean, she's an author, she's a speaker, she's a doctor. They didn't give that an honorary degree, she earned it. And she's a real estate investor. She's invested in over $360 million worth of real estate. I'm going to say she's an expert, and she's here today. Dr. Wah, where you at?
Hey, how are you, Tigo?
What's happening, honey? How are you?
I am fabulous, and you?
I'm always good when you're on the show. You always bring great information. Thanks for coming and hanging out.
Thank you for having me on.
Okay, so somebody's watching right now, a lot of somebody's, and they've got all these ideas. And they're like, I know I could start a business. I know I can. And then once I start it, how do I decide what to start? And then how do I get people to even pay attention to it? What would you tell somebody like that?
You know, that's one of the biggest things is when you are trying to figure out, especially when you're trying to transition into a new business. And the biggest thing is really brainstorming, figuring out what your passion is and you know, what people are really needing, right? And how can you connect that and create a business out of that? And so one of the big things for me is making sure that there's true clarity and focus in what you do. And I'm a big writer. Like I like to write my ideas, like we all have it up here, but I visualize it, but I like to write everything down because for me, when pen hits the paper and I write my ideas and actually put that clarity down, and it helps me fine tune and focus my business plan to have to execute. Because sometimes people have all these great ideas. I love doing this. I love doing that. I know there's a need for this out there, but the action step doesn't happen because it seems a little overwhelming how to take that next baby step. So I just say, put pen to paper, write down what you want, write down the business what you want, and just get started. Don't worry if you don't know all the bits and pieces. Get started.
Oh, that's an awesome advice. Now, you know, you're somebody who went to traditional schooling and you became a doctor, you created a practice, you still practice, you and your husband. And it's like, if somebody is at home right now and they're going, I went to college, I'm a lawyer, I'm a business upper executive, and now I want to take this plunge into this entrepreneurship. And my entire inner circle of family and friends are saying, what are you, crazy? You already have a life. What would you tell them?
Yeah, you know, I got that a lot too. So I encourage people, regardless of what career you're in, don't pigeon pigeon yourself into the hole and saying that's all I am or that's my identity. It's always good to continue to learn, get educated, what else is out there. You just don't know what you don't know. And so don't get discouraged if your family and your friends, they don't understand what you're trying to achieve. So those are not the right people. If you want to circle and surround yourself with the people who are already successfully a good role model to do what you want to do, right? And those are the people you want to listen to because your family and your friends have your best interests at heart. Like they just don't want you to get distracted or, something like lose money or something like that. So they do have your best interest sometimes, but they just don't know what they don't know.
That is so true. That is so true. I mean, you don't go to, a car mechanic and ask them how to make, the best wedding cake in the world. It's like they don't know.
You
It's not
know?
part of their world and it's not part of their comfort zone. And the other side of that, other than friends and family maybe don't understand where you're going, the other side is you make a plan, you write it down, and then you're too scared to make that first step, or you make the first step and you don't make the second and third. What would you say about that?
I say in the journey of, especially in the journey of entrepreneurship, you're going to have lots and lots of peaks and valleys. And
Oh yeah.
be prepared. Be prepared for that. Like if you don't fail, you haven't tried hard enough. You haven't challenged yourself hard enough. So be it. It's part of the learning curve. Like, or if you're like, you take the big first step, you didn't get the results you expected, or you failed the first time. That's okay. That's part of the learning curve. That's part of the journey. Keep moving, keep moving. And that's the golden nugget. Don't
Yeah.
stop. Keep
Don't
moving.
stop.
Right? Take the next baby step. Right? Learn something from that first time. How do you pivot? How do you adapt and move forward and progress? That's what you have to focus on.
I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in there, and you mentioned it a little bit earlier. It's like get around people that will support you, that have their dreams, that understand where you're trying to go. There's organizations and groups, and you can call SCORE and make a meeting if you want to learn how to build a business plan or something like that. But you need to get around people that have done it, and are doing it, because if you want to learn how to run track, you get with a track team. You want to learn how to be an entrepreneur, you need to get around people that are doing this and running ahead. Now, before we go into the raving fan part, I want to unveil something because we haven't told anybody publicly yet. You guys don't know, but everybody knows the Now Honors is coming up in October. And our good doctor is our business woman of the year. And I am so excited about that. And as you guys can tell, just by this short little interview, she's a wealth of knowledge and she's doing it and has done it and blazes the trail for everybody else. So it is such an honor that we're going to get to present you with Businesswoman of the Year in October. I'm so excited. Yes. Awesome.
I am so humbled and honored, for that, Tigo, because, I love, the beauty of it is with all the businesses and what we've been able to, I love the journey. And I think that's so important to enjoy this journey. Wins, all failures, whatever, it's all part of the process. And raving fans, I wouldn't be where we are today. Jaime and I wouldn't be where we are today if we didn't have all those raving fans supporting us and coming along the journey alongside with us.
So how do you get a raving fan? I mean, do you just get a sign that says, hey, raving fans want it? I mean, how do you get a raving fan?
No, that takes something that really, it has to be genuine. It's an authentic connection. And you just really put the most value in supporting and helping them. It's never about you. It's always about making sure you take care and go and be above and beyond, whether it's a patient, whether it's an investor, whether it's a team member. Like, you have to just make them feel like they're the VIP, because they are, right? And that creates loyalty, and that creates a raving fan base, and it helps us, and they spread the word for you and grow the business alongside us. But that takes time, and that takes true connection, understanding, listening, and it takes a lot of this.
Alan, of course, he threw up our 2-minute warning. Sometimes I think his clock is faster than anybody else's in the world. But I know people are watching. There's single moms, there's families, young families, and they're going, I got to keep working my day job, but I still want to start my business. How do I can't balance the two. That just can't happen. And you're doing this every day, right? You're still working both of your businesses. How are you balancing your time?
It's prioritization of time. So it's being very clear on, it's not just doing everything. Because if you have a big to-do list and you're just trying to go through the to-do list, you'll never get done. And so I train, they say hire out your weaknesses and really work your strengths. And I'm an MD, Jaime says master delegator. And so I'm very great at really training and having good teams to help support what I do. And I just really focus on high level things. And I am really good at prioritizing time. And that's important for anyone who's trying to juggle multiple things and do it effectively and well, is you have to really be good at that time management as far as prioritizing your time.
So if people want to know more about your real estate investment, more about your practice, more about you, how do they get in touch with you?
They can go on PassiveWealth23.com.
PassiveWealth23.com. Doctor, I want to thank you for hanging out. I can't wait to see what we're going to talk about next month. I'm sitting here going, I need to build more raving fans. Okay, I really, really do. I appreciate you hanging out with us. You are amazing.
Thank you, Tigo.
You're the best. Hey, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you'll come back next time. And go to Tigo Direct if you didn't get the web address. It's free to you. It's free to the good doctor. Type in Dr. Wah, type in real estate, type in investment. Trust me, she'll come up and you'll see her face and go, okay, send her a private message and she can reply. All righty. You know who I am. I'm Tigo, and I'll talk to you next time.